Well. We are at the end of day 3 and still plenty to play for in this particular test match. This was a session, the final session, which saw a lot of things unfold. To begin with, India were dismissed for 255, giving England a target of 399 to be precise, one less than the psychological 400. And from there, England have already, in their true baseball style, gone to 67 for 1, still 332 runs short of the total that India has set them. As I said, plenty to play for. Before we get the thoughts of where the game stands right now, who is the favorite, what percentage, what ratio, all of that we'll come to. First, I'd like to know from everyone present here, is the game getting over tomorrow or are we going into day 5?
It's ending tomorrow. It's not
for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Like 100%, 99%, 95%?
90% it's end, because I'll leave that 10% by for that little bit of chance. But I think 90% is ending today, either this way or that way. More chances of India actually taking, because I don't think it's going to the next 50.
Not going to the 50.
Looking at the way how England score and looking at how proactive they are, I think it is ending 99% on day 4.
Yeah, I'll go with 95%. I think tomorrow we are seeing a result. It's not going beyond that.
I'm going with Siddharth, 99, probably even 100%. It's coming tomorrow. I'll tell you what, unless there is rain, because today there were rain clouds hovering around. The ground staff were ready with the covers to come on, but then it did not. If there is no rain, I think 100% chance, because 332 either ways, because of the way England are batting, either they'll get there or they'll fall short. So your 10 wickets would be done. And let's not forget, if you are, let's say, I'm saying even conservative estimates tell us 100 runs a session. These are conservative numbers. Usually teams that are batting look at, like England, is about 150 a session on an average. So 150 a session, 3 sessions, so anyway, either they'll chase or they'll be all out, whichever way, right? But even if I go conservative, that's 300 runs anyway. You need 332. Remember, you will have the chance of extending it for another extra half hour if you are in the vicinity of 30-40 runs. So come what may, the game is going to be done tomorrow, is what I feel. Not as conservative in my prediction like Shashwat, who heart of heart knows the game will be done tomorrow, but still giving 10%. I think 99%, as Siddharth says, you're going to have a result, provided there is no rain. So we all agree on the result coming tomorrow. We'll get into the specifics as we always do in our program a little later. Now to the other big question, where does the game stand? Percentage wise, who's favorite? Are you giving England any chance? Are you giving India any chance? Let's start with the youngest amongst us.
I'm going to stick to the percentages that I mentioned during the lunch break. It's 60-40.
Why did you not ask him during tea break? Because I know that during tea break he would have. Why 2 people? No, that was innings break.
That was innings break.
Yeah.
But tea
was there. I mean, we didn't ask him at that time.
You should have asked him, because I know he would have topic him out. Because at tea break, what was the thing? India were nearing
400, 370 was the
They
lead.
would have gone past 400 easy.
Yeah.
Of course, there were 370 lead with
3 wickets.
About this, I even mentioned this. Now I remember. I even mentioned
You
this.
don't even remember when.
No. Now I even mentioned this. That I wouldn't be shocked if India get out before 400, and then England would have a good chance of actually chasing that out.
You did say it was a good chance.
Yeah.
But then upstairs,
numerically
60-40 you mentioned, but then you flipped upside. It was 40-60 in India's favour then upstairs.
No, even I'm still saying it.
Okay. Forget what happened. What are you saying?
I'm still saying 60. I've been.
No, 55, 45.
No. 60-40.
Just few seconds earlier.
We weren't. I was just being.
Yeah, don't see. My point is, don't get pressurized with what Siddharth and Shane are telling you. Don't get pressurized. You free mind. Free mind. Just now, before we were going live, you said 55-45 in India's favour. Now quickly you've changed it to 60.
The wicket what didn't.
No, it had.
No,
it had.
the wicket didn't come by then. That's why I've done it 60-40.
One wicket, they got 67 runs.
No, I'd go with. That's why I'm going with 60-40, just because of this reason that their approach, and I feel that the situation England are in right now, they sort of enjoy such situations. They like to go after big scores in the 4th inning. That is what gives them confidence. And their overall mindset, we have seen, if it would have been any other team, the shoulder would have fallen while India was batting and they were nearing the 400 mark. They did not. They actually believe that they are in the games, and that's why I would. And Ben Stokes again, a clutch player. All of these, keeping in all of these things in mind, I'd give them 60-40.
So India 60-40. So India favorite, clear favorite.
Yeah, clear favorite.
So there is not flip. There is giving. My only point is, what you're saying they enjoy, which I understand your point. But what is it with England? They like, they want to be in a situation where you are chasing close to 400, then only they'll perform. So if it's anything 250, no, this match we won't win. It's well below our expectations. This team is it's insulting us by giving us a target of 250 to chase. So we will lose this match.
No, then they sort of know how to construct such a chase, and they are like more comfort zone.
So once it reaches 400, it's comfort zone. When it's just 250 to chase, they say this is not our comfort zone.
I'm saying
we will lose this match. This is too small a total for us to chase.
No. Even that they would obviously be preferring, but
Going
they
down,
wouldn't be bothered.
They prefer.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand. So you're saying they are the one team that are not bothered about the total that's given. So like, whatever it is, kar lenge. Aane do.
Then at least give it a shot.
Yeah, they do.
It would have been interesting. How would have they approached it if it was over 400 also?
It says 400. One run doesn't.
No, when you say over
430, 450.
yeah, that's what he was coming at. Yeah. If it was 430, 440, then I think they'd have been a lot more aggressive than they were today. Because they knew they'd have to kind of.
I don't know.
I think they would have.
I would have wanted to see that. It would have been really interesting to watch how.
Damn it, Indian team. You did not give Shashwat's fish. You wanted to see how they would have approached at 430. Now he'll have to make do with 399 run target and how they chase. Anyway, we'll get to that.
Now I know how they chase, if they chase it.
If they chase it. But you are saying 60% chance India winning.
Yeah.
Yes.
70% India are winning because looking at the way how England's approach is, it can lead to wickets also. They may score quick runs, but it can also lead to a cluster of wickets as well. And you got basically 3 players that you have to really watch out for. Kuldeep, Ashwin and Bumrah. And Bumrah today was really troubling you, and he was hitting those cracks on a consistent basis. And remember, when day 4 comes, the cracks are only going to widen. It will become quicker. You saw some of the deliveries staying so low that it took a lot of technical capability to keep it out. And as batting progresses, as the day progresses, batting is going to get tougher. Which is why I was saying 70% India are in front.
I'd say 60-40. 60-40 because again, conventional wisdom suggests if any team is chasing 399, 4th innings, subcontinent conditions, you'd be giving them 80-20. But this England team do have the mindset and more importantly have proven clutch players in the likes of Ben Stokes, who I will never write off. I am not brave enough a man to write off Ben Stokes pulling off a miracle. He's done it too many times at this point, too many clutch performances for me to say, nah, that one was a fluke.
Lest we forget, this English team did that against the same Indian team not too long ago in Birmingham.
Correct.
380 something?
378.
Yeah. So
almost. Again, it's not out of the ordinary, but having said that, different conditions, India do have world-class bowlers. You have 3 bowlers who they will find tough to negotiate. You're in the order, Bumrah, Kuldeep, Ashwin. Why I'm putting Ashwin a little lower down the order, because again, off spinner right now there's a lot of right-handers. Might not find it that tough. That's why they also went with an Akshar, because they knew that Akshar would be that other bowler they'll try and target. But how they negotiate Jasprit, Kuldeep and Ashwin in that order will determine. They've been very respectful to Bumrah. Did not look to take him on at all. I think he only considered 1 boundary and he's only going to be like 9 runs in 5 overs. So they're being very respectful towards him. I think that's the approach they're going to take, that we're going to target 2 bowlers and target them handsomely. Third will be situational. You did see Ben Duckett in his brief stay target Kuldeep couple of times, couple of sweep shots he unfurled. So I do think they're not out of it, but India should, this is India's match to lose. Simple.
60-40 is what you've gone with. I'm going a bit more adventurous. I'm going 80-20 to India, which is what Shane mentioned, that typically in a situation like this, you'd go 80-20 for any team. Listen, this kind of a total, no other visiting team has ever scored. I think for England per se to have ever chased it down, it's been 200 something, or they would have been the most.
255.
England.
No. I think it's
a visiting team. 255, the highest for a visiting team to have done that in India. And by the way, why we need to look at that 255 seriously is because those innings also came on similar pitches. So I'm not looking at a pitch that you got in the post-COVID era, those rank turners, not that. So even in the traditional Indian pitches, which you're getting in Vizag, 255, as Shashwat points out, highest for any visiting team to have done. For you to chase 400, I'm counting 399 as 400. So allow me that luxury of taking one run there. I do not see, more often than not, the ratio should be 80-20, and I'm going to stick with 80-20. I agree that this England team has done, various other things, and the best example, if you don't want to take the Birmingham example where they did chase 370 plus, which also was a record chase, nobody had given them any chance, the difference being different conditions. But if you don't want to take that as an example, I think the other example which England will tell you is that 190 runs down in the previous test match. From there they came and won it. But what happened in that time? Pope played an innings of a lifetime. Can another player play an innings of a lifetime from the same team in 2 consecutive test matches? The chances of that happening is 20% out of 100 is what I feel, which is why I've put this at 80-20 India's favor. And the 3 bowlers, I agree, unlike England, which would only rely on, I know that you've had a situation where you've had Hartley again pick up enough wickets for England, but also aided by some poor batting by the Indian players. So for England, the one bowler that had all the weapons up his sleeve was Jimmy Anderson. So they had to rely on the experience of Jimmy Anderson. India will have 3 bowlers. Why Jasprit Bumrah wasn't as destructive, they gave him respect, is because the ball still new. The Jasprit Bumrah magic, even if you go back to the first innings, starts when the ball is getting to reverse swing. The old ball, reverse swing, that will be a different Jasprit Bumrah. You might see it happen. I think they've played 14 overs. Maybe give it another 6-7 overs and the ball is going to be ready to be doing that. Then a Jasprit Bumrah will come into play. It's still a long way for England from where they are, 67 for 1. I would want Rohit Sharma to be slightly more aggressive with his spinners, because if you're not going to be aggressive while defending 400, when are you going to be? So be a bit more aggressive. Today, if you saw Crawley multiple times, hit his glove in the ball flew. If you had a short leg, a leg slip, would have been out. But I can't understand why Rohit didn't have it. You brought it towards the end of the day's play, maybe a bit late. You could have been 2 down, 67 for 2. So a bit more aggressive captaincy. All your 3, what that does is, if you have 3 good bowlers, is that it doesn't allow you to take pressure off. So you could try to be aggressive. With Ashwin today, he tried the reverse, duck it a couple of times, but top edged it, went down. So you will be in trouble. So that high risk approach will also give India the chance. 3 bowlers at the top of their game. I agree with the fact that those cracks in the pitch, there are 2 very big cracks that are noticeable, you can see in the pitch, which were there even before the test match started. I think even before the first day play, you could see 2 big cracks. One of them, as I could see the last session, has kind of widened a bit. So now it will play tricks. So 1 or 2 balls land there, it will play tricks. It's going to be tough for England, I think, despite the reputation that they come with, despite what they've done in the recent past. 80-20 to India, I give.
Absolutely. I mean, I could have lowered it had the wicket not fallen, because see, you got in a ducket out. He looked good. He was tackling the spinners well, using the slog sweep, and because of that Duckett's wicket, okay, you can get Rehan out early tomorrow. I mean, if that's
could have been out today.
Yeah, Rohit Sharma couldn't latch on to that catch.
Half chance.
If there was a Ajinkya Rahane standing there,
He would have taken it. So half
out.
chance. Yeah.
The full chance, then why half chance?
So certain fielders. So definitely, I think even a Kohli, because he tends to drop dollies, but he'll take streamers.
Yeah.
So he would have been there at slip. He would have taken that. Hema Smith, another one who drops dollies.
Warner would have taken it.
I mean, remember Smith, that catch at Indore? He dropped it, but then off his boot, got it. That was Steve Peter.
Could have been 2 down.
Could have been 2 down. So see, but tomorrow you're going to see at least 3 of your clutch players in the England team. They'll have to play an otherworldly knock. Joe Root, I mean, remember, Root is nursing an injury, and the ECB has stated that we don't know when he will come back onto the field. I think he didn't come back at all on the field after that.
He did. It happened at the start of the day, right?
Yeah.
After that, I think he even took a catch in the slips.
Really?
Yeah,
Because he was not there that much in the field at all. He didn't bowl at all.
So he didn't bowl at all.
But I think he was in the field.
So but
What is the injury that he's
he
now
sustained an injury on his right finger, outer. the
so will that have an impact on his batting?
Nothing was mentioned about that, but he will come out to bat because. This
But
is
I guess in situation like this, if it's a finger injury, I know that there could be an
Yeah.
issue, but usually pain-killing injections do the
Yeah.
trick. So
Yep.
you can they just numb it so that you can bat without feeling the pain.
Correct. So
What happens later, we'll see.
Yeah,
Well, after this, they do have a long gap also.
9 days. Yeah.
So you might actually consider it worth the risk, especially when you consider that Joe Root, end of the day, he's still a gritty test batter.
But
Might want to take that risk.
For me, the guys who will really take the game away from India are two, Bairstow and Stokes. Bairstow, you saw the guy behind the 378 run chase was Bairstow.
And this
But Bairstow in India versus Bairstow
In-
everywhere else
Yeah.
is two different Bairstows.
No,
Yep.
but I think Bairstow, even I feel, could be a batsman who you should be a little worried about.
Like Shreyas Iyer, like he could be the X factor. No, you had picked Shreyas to be X factor.
And Gill also.
And Gill.
He did X factor. He X'd his way out of the team.
Yep.
No, he's going to continue. He said it.
Now, no.
How?
Now this is a Kohli
Virat
bat.
doesn't come, I
Ah.
said.
Why will Virat not come?
If he doesn't come, I'm saying.
Then he'll continue.
Then he has. Then that's. Then
I Patidar, no.
I would want Patidar personally.
You're gonna have.
Yeah, he has not helped himself. I would want him.
It's gonna be a cold day in hell when that happens.
What is that?
If Patidar continues to keep his place in the 11 or even in the squad, it'll be a
deserves
big.
it over, I feel, Shreyas Iyer.
No, not really.
Out of there are a million people who deserve to be in the Indian cricket team, but only 11 can come in out of 1.4 billion. That's the nature of the
Deserve
sport.
only 11 deserve.
We can argue for the others. We have to set up a million PR agencies for them to be promoted, but that doesn't happen in Indian cricket.
But PR agency, how is it connected to the team selection?
If you know, you know.
No, I want to know.
YK. Simple.
What happened to the Indian batting lineup today?
If you have to look at your
Let's take a look at individual scores, please, Saransh.
Yeah. So the lower order, we thought that the tail will wag enough to take you past 400. They didn't even do that. 5 wickets for 18 runs. It only took a 4 and a 6 from Ashwin to ensure you got past 390.
Yeah.
No, I will hold Ashwin culpable for
Oh,
the
yes.
flow of runs not happening also.
Of course.
Denying singles to Jasprit Bumrah. What is the logic? Bumrah is not some hopeless guy also. The field is
most
pushed
runs
out.
in and over ever.
Leave that aside. I think the field has been pushed out. England are basically inviting Ashwin to take some free runs off us. Take the free runs.
And a dolly was
stopping him.
dropped by Crawley in slips. Also.
Ironically,
Otherwise he would not have
after
got
that-
380 also.
After that, as
took
soon
the
as
single.
that, he took the single right after skedaddles to the other side.
So,
didn't like that.
I liked one of our family members who commented, Ashwin thinks he's the Magnus Carlsen of chess, of cricket, because
Yes.
of Magnus Carlsen of cricket, sorry. So, he was bullying Kuldeep Yadav, go for your shots, go for your shots.
He said that go hit it and he.
And the next ball he got out.
Yeah, that I saw. A
That
poor
was so
shot.
wrong.
Poor shot.
Poor shot, and
Ashwin told him to.
No, but he should have played. By the way, Kuldeep Yadav showed you in the first innings that he can hang around.
So did Bumrah. He played 26 balls, didn't score a run.
If they had not followed that, they would have made Shashwat's dream come true of 430. England chasing 430.
That I knew wasn't happening.
Could have happened, huh?
No, that I was very sure that I wasn't.
If you
sure
didn't
about
have
this,
6-0-0-0 of the last 5 batters, 4 have given you 6-0-0-0. Your
but
dream
I
would have been true.
I had given 60% to India not reaching 400 after that.
So India reached 400. Yeah? 1 run you're going to count. 1 run they did not. So
But
see-
400 we also mean more of 430ish.
See, I mean, I will say this. You're talking about the lower order. You can't change the batting magically now of a Kuldeep or a Bumrah or a Mukesh or a Siraj or whoever.
Kuldeep's a decent bat.
No, so is Bumrah. I'm just saying he's not going to become like Pat Cummins, Mitch Stark.
Yeah.
But one change India, I think, are going to be looking at now. If I'm KS Bharat, I'm really.
I know that it's my last test match.
I mean, see, 7 tests, average of 20. With no viable contribution in the lower
Chalo,
order.
theek hai. I will not look at those numbers because of those 7 tests, 4 of them were played on Some of them were gaddas. Chalo, theek hai, fine. I'll write that off. My point is, show me some sort of a sign. That's to be like, talk about that eye test. When you say, like, when England selected a Hartley and a Bashir, they don't have great first class records, but they said, no, we trust what we saw and we knew it would work. I'm not seeing that with Bharat. He's always tentative. In both innings, he got out to an absolute half tracker from Rehan Ahmed. Embarrassing.
Very silly short selection and execution also. The second innings though was terrible.
See, his batting, you could sum up with the fact that if ideally, if you were to make batting order based on abilities, then an Akshar Patel, Ravindra Jadeja, Ashwin should bat higher than him.
Correct?
Yeah.
Even
So-
Kuldeep, I feel.
No, now you're.
Now you're pushing.
Honestly, Kuldeep can at least defend, give that singles. He's
But so can Bharat, 6 of 28.
Effectively, he should only be batting ahead, because if Jadeja was playing, Kuldeep wouldn't have been playing. I'm saying in that batting order. So he can only bat ahead of a Bumrah and Siraj /
He's your number 9.
Yeah, he's your number 9. That itself tells you, it takes you back to the Stone Age where a wicket keeper was effectively a first choice keeper. His batting was a bonus. I think over the years you moved away from that, where
80s
wicket keepers
onwards.
now need to really chip in with the bat. Every team has that. So you need decent amount of wicket keepers. And by the way, even in wicket keeping skill, I wouldn't say he's bad. He does take some, good catches and various things, but he's still not top notch. Like if he was a wicket keeper like Ridhiman Saha, who I think is one of the best wicket keepers we've had ever.
Yep.
If his wicket keeping skills were that level, then I would say, okay, in India, where spinners is so tough to keep to spinners, and you really need wicket keeper of that caliber because 1 or 2 catches drop can change the course of the match, then I'd say, okay, if you had Saha, let me add Saha is a better batter than him any day. But assuming Saha was as bad a batter as KS Bharat, I would still take it that because he's such an outstanding wicket keeper, I'll go with him even if he's batting at number 9. I would agree to that.
Yeah.
But he's not that outstanding a wicket keeper, and his batting, I agree with Shane, it's not even the average. He needs to at some point, and he's been in these situations now multiple times where he could have stepped up and shown that okay, he belongs here. It hasn't come, so he can count himself lucky to have played these many test matches. But I would even go to the fact that play a part-time wicketkeeper who's a batter if you need to fit in. If you have reached a stage where, let's say, KL Rahul, you don't want to risk that because he's coming off an injury and can't keep and score. Look at someone even from first class cricket who is a better batter, because his wicket keeping, he may not be a top-notch wicket keeper, but if he's a very good batter, go for him, because even if he's a half decent wicket keeper, he can't do any worse than Shrikar.
Yeah.
That's what Rishabh Pant was, right? Pant's wicket keeping skills in red ball cricket were a bit of a work in progress, but you went with it. You're like, fine, he's young, we'll give him time to adapt, because he was a match winner with the bat. I'm not even saying being a match winner. Be at least competent at your job. Be competent at your job.
Saha on days could stick,
Could
grind
stick
it
around.
out with the bat.
If you're coming into bat when team is at 370, at least take them to 410, 420ish.
I mean,
That's the.
as I have said,
Where is Ishan Kishan?
Sidwi sir has some news on.
Okay, tell me, what is it? What is the gossip? What is the gossip?
the gossip,
Grapevine.
unconfirmed grapevine is that
That's why it's grapevine. It's not 100% news. Grapevine.
the break that Ishan Kishan has sought, and because he's not played this round of the Ranji matches as well, the selectors are really not happy with him. And
Because he hasn't played Ranji Trophy, or because of whatever happened
Both.
in South Africa?
both, the combination
I did,
of a break and not playing Ranji when he's been told that you have to get
Has
back.
he been told?
Didn't Rahul Dravid mention?
No.
He did.
Yeah, it is.
Rahul Dravid mentioned that you have to get back if you want to get into contention, play the Ranji Trophy.
Because Rahul Dravid was asked, just to give a context, Rahul Dravid was asked that, Ishan Kishan, is he out of the scheme of things? He said, no, not at all. He's not out of the scheme of things. We've asked him to play domestic cricket to make himself available.
Yes.
Once he plays, just to give you a background, he was asking for a break for a very long time because he had been playing all format, and just because he didn't play in the 11, sometime public memory is shot that, but he's not been playing regularly. He was part of the squads. He may not have been playing, so he was traveling continuously. He got tired and needed some time off. Not helped by the fact that he was not being played in South Africa and youngsters were played ahead of him. That would have added to his already state of mind that he was in, where he wanted some break off. So he requested, can I take some chutti? And he was denied that chutti. So he Then came up, okay, but now I will go. It's like much like in a corporate setup. Shashwat is saying, asking me, I want chutti. I say no. So he calls me one day that my pet is kharab.
He falls sick.
My pet mein dard ho raha hai, I can't come. So now that is a situation where I can't do anything. So he's being a bit defiant. So something like that happened where Ishan Kishan said, no, I need a mental break, to look after my mental health, and so I'm going now you can't deny. So how the team management took it is, he wanted to take a break, we didn't allow him, so now he is saying, now as soon as he says he needs a mental break also, you can't now deny him. Much like an employee, if once his boss is not allowing him, says pet mein dard hai, now do what you want to do, 5 days I'm not coming.
Sick leave is
correct. So he did that. Then there were pictures of him emerged in Dubai, which I don't blame him for. If he needed a mental break, he will party, unwind, whatever. So that was done. So that didn't go down well with the management is what we hear. And so they said, okay, because you have made yourself unavailable, by mental break chahiye tha unavailable, so now you have to make yourself available. For you to make yourself available, you need to be playing. So again, I am looking from both sides, from team management side also. I don't know whether they are happy, unhappy, whatever, but assuming they are unhappy, they are happy, they don't have no issue, as in assuming that they have no bias against him, and I'm just assuming that. Even then, for an Ishan Kishan, if he wants to come back, we'll need to pick up the phone and tell the selectors that, listen, I needed a break and now I'm available. So count me for selection. As far as I know, he's not done that. So we are assuming that the management is, high-handedness from their part. They are being arrogant. They are saying, "Acha, you did that. Now we're not going to select him." I don't know whether that's the case, but to know if that's the case or not, Ishan Kishan also has to go back and say. So, for example, I go back to that employee example. The employee said, "Pet mein dard hai." He's not coming for many days. He also has to say, one day, okay, now I'm feeling better and I'm coming back. So what I have gotten to know is that till now he asked for a break, and he's now been given because he cited mental health issue. He has to also say either by playing domestic cricket, which means that okay, now he is back to playing cricket, or he has to just pick up the phone and say that I'm available. Neither of those things have happened. Whether it is a breakdown in communication where both parties are unhappy, that's another thing. Or the other option is maybe we are assuming that the management is unhappy. Maybe the management is still waiting for a sign for him to show that he's going to come or not. That's the background. But going back to the grapevine, what is going to happen is...
Now see, are Jharkhand in a position to qualify for the playoffs?
No.
That means the chances that he's going to get in the Ranji Trophy are very minimal, isn't it? Now try putting 2 plus 2 together. I mean, you only are going to play the IPL. You've not played a Ranji 6th round, whether you're going to play.
6th round there is there.
It is there. It's going on right now, isn't it?
No, this is the 5th round.
So 2 more rounds effectively.
This is the 6th round. Then.
So 2 more rounds effectively. How are you going to make yourself available for the Indian cricket team?
Pick up the phone and tell
but then he hasn't even told that yet.
So what is happening? What is the grapevine?
So the selectors apparently are not happy with the way some officials have stated that perhaps he will not be in contention for a long period of time. For a long period of time, we are not going to consider Ishan Kishan.
There is a simple way to change that.
Make yourself available.
No, get back to playing. Make yourself impossible to drop. Now at this point, it isn't a case of picking up the phone. I think now if he picks up the phone and says, I'm available, they'll be like, good for you. Now go and play cricket.
So again, if this is the situation, if the grapevine is correct, that they have decided or they are unhappy, assuming, I don't know, but if that... So if Ishan Kishan also wants to come back into contention, if he would have played a match or two, let's say in domestic cricket, then even Ishan doesn't need to do anything. The media by itself would have asked question that he is come back from his break. He's playing. So the next time there's a press conference of the selectors or anybody from the team management, Rahul Dravid, anyone, you will ask, na boss, you said that we have not discounted him, but he's now playing, which means his mental break that he wanted is over. Are you considering him? They can ask. But Ishan is making matters worse for him by not playing. So now anyone, you can't question the team management because we ourselves would not know whether that mental break that he asked for is over or not.
Maybe he's being calculative and saying ki anything, as it is, everything in this country is done by IPL selection. I'll just play IPL. I don't need to play domestic.
Then fine. Then good if he's not available. All I'm saying is that he could have been part of this. Now when you're looking at, you have an option in a Dhruv Jurel who's still a youngster. Again, is a series like England for trial and error to find out who's fit or good. With Ishan, at least he's had experience under his belt, has played test cricket. would do no worse than KS Bharat with good or bad with the glove, similar, but is a far better batter than that, right? So if you have that available and somebody who you invested time and effort into grooming him, and he's had enough international experience having played T20s, ODIs and Test, why would you not go for a product that is ready just because of ego issues? And I blame both parties in that sense, if that is true. Ishan Kishan himself should have played, would have been available, could have played a crucial. See, people remember, no, this series, if it goes the way we are thinking, this will be a series we may remember for years to come.
Correct.
If he ended up playing a couple of crucial knocks, he will always be remembered in the annals of Indian cricket. But for that, he had to make himself available. Fine. If he thinks IPL will be remembered, then.
Look at all the previous keepers who have made. See, Bharat made his debut against Australia, a team that is no novice by any stretch of the imagination. He failed. 3 pitches that he played on, it was a lottery for batters. The other where he got a feather bed on, he didn't capitalize on. Oval was not a feather bed, nor was it a seaming track. It was a sporting
pressure
track.
conditions.
Pressure conditions. 2 matches here. Look at in the past. Rishabh Pant, India may have lost the series 4-1, but his 114 on those conditions at the Oval gave a signal that okay, our wicket-keeper batsman is at least secure for the next 1 year. And he went on to become a match winner. Now you're pushing in a Dhruv Jurel. Supposing he gets his chance in Rajkot.
He will.
But are you helping him?
He will, you're sure.
More 70% yes.
Is lucky that he's getting an extended run because the other backups and injuries to the others have ensured that there is no sufficient gap to be.
And I think the call for the next test would be made easier depending on the result. See
Yes.
what happened. If India were to lose this test match, then I agree you may look at making those changes and Bharat goes out and you gamble on a Jurel. That is possible. Or even that thought comes back of getting KL to keep. I don't know whether that. But at least those things will be spoken of if India lose. If India wins, then all of these things are forgotten, right?
Yeah.
You and I will discuss there that KS Bharat, and I agree, is lucky with the abilities that he's shown, that he's played for India at the highest level and played 7 test matches. Completely agree. Oh, if you win, all of this is forgotten. Yeah. You go with the similar team. Maybe who are the people that you'll remove? Maybe a Mukesh goes out because if it's a spin-friendly track, so on and so forth. A Siraj after his rest also comes back.
A Patidar is gone.
A Patidar goes if KL has come. All of those changes which are, the common. This will go in your list of priority, go down in decision making. And you will say, okay, let's maintain the status quo. Let it continue. Why change things because you want? That will also make a huge difference. But that's why I say that it shouldn't have even come to this. There should have been an Ishan Kishan. You were grooming him all this while to take up that role of that wicket-keeper batter. And suddenly when the time comes, he's not around
And I
whatever
have no
issue.
idea what is actually going through in his mind. I remember saying this during for the first round also, when this things came that he needs to play Ranji Trophy, he did not play. And this just really shows the mindset actually Ishan Kishan is in, that he doesn't want to give the opportunities in Test cricket very clearly, because as soon as you get in another wicket keeper and he grabs the opportunities, this is what players usually think. I remember Rishabh Pant not leaving. He was even asked from the management if he needs the rest or not, but he decided not to do that, even though he was traveling a lot, was in all 3 formats, because he knew as soon as if he goes and someone comes in his place and utilizes that opportunity, it will get difficult for him.
No, because he had experienced it.
Exactly.
Just before that, Rishabh Pant had been dropped. When he came back, he decided that, listen, I will keep making myself available. And I know that he was told by selectors that there was, because all format player, he was continuously traveling with the team for every series. He was asked, you want to rest? This one is not an important series. He said, no, nothing doing, boss, I'm playing. He realized that importance.
So that's
And it proved to be prophetic.
Exactly, and this really shows what mindset Ishan Kishan is having, and I don't think that it would be successful in any format for that matter. The only player other than Ishan Kishan I remember who would actually, he's not come out and refused actually Ishan Kishan, but his actions are actually projecting that. Only other person who has done this earlier is Hardik Pandya, whom Ishan Kishan is actually training with at this point.
But in Hardik's case, it was always injury, right? There was no mental break. When did he?
No,
I
his is
remember the
injuries.
last- No. I remember the last WTC or the first.
Yeah.
When
No. Because Test cricket, he said.
He said that I don't want to take the opportunity of someone who
Yes,
actually.
yeah.
That's fair. But he
he said that suddenly for one game I should not be coming. There are guys who worked hard to help this team qualify for the final. Now come the final, I don't want to be the guy who is paratrooped and put into the team and play. So that is exactly what he said. Now whether that's right or wrong, I think it's debatable. You have arguments in favor of both. One may say that in a way he's right. You know, people who've taken the team to the final should play. Why should he then be looked at? If he does not take test cricket seriously for the entire season, why bring him for the final?
Exactly.
And that's the right call. There could be others that may say that it's not his prerogative to decide whether he should be considered or not. It's the Indian team, it's the selector's job, and if selectors say you have to play, you have to come. But all of those things were done away with because the selectors themselves decided, no, we're not going to take him. We will stick with the guys. See, in his case, I think it is injury driven, and he's taken that call that as a player, if he, see, what is his utility in test cricket? He's not the batter that you, like, one of the top 5 batters that
But
you
he-
need. Test.
he-
You only need him because he gives you that fast bowling option. Right. But if he is in a situation where he's saying that he cannot bowl on a continuous basis, being an all format player, he knows that if he bowls in all formats, he will get injured again. He is susceptible to injury. And so to elongate his T20 ODI career, where he can bowl those 4 or 10 overs occasionally, he may have to let go of test cricket. That's a decision he's taken. That's fine. So long as it's been made like that. If that's the thought, I don't know whether that's the thought in Ishan's mind, he'd be the best person. But if he's decided that no, my future is only with T20 and ODI cricket and I don't care much about test, well then let it be known. You
Yeah,
tell
exactly,
that let it be known.
I would mention this, that he is not somebody who has actually cemented his place. It's someone like the Rishabh Pant who hasn't been available for such a long time. As soon as he comes in, Ishan Kishan might just be the second backup wicketkeeper again. The taste and the reputation he is actually building for himself is not going to help him in the longer run. Because
He could be, see, if I was him, he could be your first choice wicketkeeper. He would be
Exactly,
now.
exactly.
And by the way, we keep talking about Pant. We don't know what future holds for Pant, the
Exactly,
wicketkeeper.
exactly.
Pant, the batter, may still make a comeback and be as good. Will Pant, the wicketkeeper, be as good as he was earlier? Maybe, maybe not. So all of that is assumption, conjecture. We don't know. If I'm Ishan Kishan, I'm saying right now, if I was to make myself available, I'd be the first wicketkeeper batsman. There is a slot that is screaming to be taken if you are good enough, right? It is a rare opportunity in an Indian team setup that there is a slot that is desperately needing for someone to come in. And he has the chance to be that. He has a few good series. He becomes your first choice wicketkeeper batter. He could play for God knows how many years.
That's why I'm saying that this is a really wrong actually intent and way to actually deal with this situation, because again I know that the team management hasn't been really bad. I know the team management hasn't been fair, but whenever he needed that comfort and everything, he has gotten that. I remember the 2021 T20 World Cup when he came into the side. He wasn't in form in the IPL. He had a really terrible run and he still was named. I remember Virat Kohli actually going up to him, talking to him. So he has gotten that guidance. Everyone has talked very nicely about him. Because of these small things, he's actually changing his whole reputation and the whole.
But as much as the team has been good to him, let's be fair, even he's been quite a team man.
Yeah.
Even when he used to be dropped, we've heard it from players themselves, he was happy doing water boy duties, he was happy chipping in whichever way. Not for one moment he sulked, even on occasions where he should have played but you did not play him. He did not sulk. He got that 200, he wasn't played, he was asked, he said, Rohit bhai, aaphi ne to kiya tha. But he said it in good humor. And he, not for one sulk, ki nahi, I'm not sitting in one corner. Everyone says that he is always ready to help in the dressing room, even if he's sitting as a 12th man, ready to take the water on the ground. He's the one who's cracking jokes, keeping everyone in good spirits. So even he's been nice. So that's why I'm surprised that things have changed.
Why is he trying? Why does he want this reputation to be changed?
We don't know, and actually everything here is speculation. But you have to remember, adding to Nikhil's point, he not only was that person, but he would take on roles he wasn't comfortable with when he was playing.
Yeah.
I mean, you never imagined him. I, for one, never imagined him playing at 3 or 4 even at international level. He was playing at 5. He did well playing at 5, and then he got dropped.
See,
not playing.
There are 2 instances, okay, where you could see that your mental stability was about to be cracked. I mean, look at it, 200 you make, fine. But what is this current Indian cricket team characteristic of? A rat race, competition. The competition for places is so intense.
But what's wrong with that, Siddharth?
It's not good. But
It's
then
a
see, you'll have
part
an
of
Ishan
today's
Kishan.
day and age. We all have to deal with it in whichever walk of life we are in. And you're talking about the Indian cricket team, 1.4 billion people. Everyone loves this sport. There are thousands and lakhs of kids who aspire. So you are always competing.
Yep, but you will have to face an Ishan Kishan like situation every single time then. Because I had 4 consecutive 50s. I did well in my test series also in the West Indies. I had 4 consecutive 50s. When Gill was not there, I did decently well as an opener in the World Cup. Yet I am shunted about, yet I am with the team. I am not getting, I don't know when my next chance is going to come. How on earth then are you just going to keep yourself motivated?
No, I do understand that, yeah, mentally he did need a break. I'm not denying that he should not have taken that, but the way he actually took it, again, I would say that if he's not getting opportunities after doing so much, then he needs to do more. And Indian cricket isn't fair to everybody.
I know
and
that.
It really isn't.
But,
it's unfair to...
but see, Ishan at this point in time, see, I think he's put all in, okay, he's been the team man, he's done whatever is expected of him to do. Recovery is also going to take longer. Recovery and availability, for that, maybe his longer has still not come.
Yeah, we don't know.
Understand that for 1 year. See,
Fair enough.
20
Let's give him the benefit of the doubt.
Yep.
Maybe he's dealing with something.
Exactly.
He needs more time.
2023.
Then this, I think the selectors and the management would and should know about
I had asked Paddy Upton this, you can check that into it. I had asked Paddy Upton, okay, how are you going to cope up mentally when you lost November 19th? The players who have been involved, much more, they will find it harder to recover. The others who are on the fringes, who are playing the supporting roles, maybe they can go ahead. Who knows? See, a Virat, a Rohit, for them, see, the scars of November 19th have still not gone for them.
Yeah, and they're very fresh, not...
And whatever you look at it, mentally, such a high, intense competition will take a toll.
But that is why out of so many billions of people, only 11 are able to play, because you have to fight through that whole system, and then you cannot go and then sulk about the fact that you're not getting.
It's not
opportunity.
sulking.
You have to break
20,
the way he left. I know he's not sulking, but the way he left, that's what the image comes out.
See, 2023 was a nerve-wracking year for every player involved, be it a Shubman Gill, be it a Rohit Sharma, be it a Virat Kohli. Shubman Gill, first 6 months, the next 6 months, what happened to him? Ishan Kishan, he did well in any position, did well in any kind of situation, he got dropped. Look at what happened to the Shardul Thakur, look at what happened to the Hardik Pandya, look at what happened to the Mohammad Siraj, look at what happened with most of the players, 60% of the players.
I am agreeing to everything that you're saying at this point, but all I'm saying is, I'm just comparing this to a physical injury, okay? Shreyas Iyer was out of the game for a very long time. Leave that also. Ishan Kishan scored 200, Shubman Gill wasn't available. Shubman Gill came back, they dropped to Ishan Kishan, who had scored a 200, only because of the reason that he was out because of an injury. He came back and he was given his spot back, because that is what consistently how the team management has dealt with these injuries till now. I am seeing the same thing for a mental fatigue if he is taking break. If he would have communicated that, I am saying he might need 6 months, a year. He would have come back, the team would have welcomed him the same way. The problem here isn't the thing that he has taken a break. The problem is the way he has taken.
No.
Totally disagree.
Disagree. You know why? Because this is a team that had no problem using him and disposing him.
Yeah.
Let's put it this way. I mean, at least with a Jaiswal, or let's say, for instance, a lot of the younger players who came in at the time when Rohit and Virat weren't available, there was there was a lot of clarity over their roles. And they knew how exactly you're going to be used. Rinku Singh knew he's going to be a finisher and he's going to be playing T20Is mostly. Same with the Jaiswal. Jaiswal, you brought him in test because you needed a new opener at that point in time. Same with the Jaiswal. Dubey, you can say the same thing happened. Whether it be a Tilak Verma, there was a clarity. Your youngsters were looking at you for T20s, you're going to play then. With Ishan, he was put out because, Rohit is the captain, so he has to open.
To plug the holes.
To plug the holes.
He was exactly that. He was exactly that. And the thing is that it's not like he was performing poorly. So you are then using him. He's a younger player. But if you go by age, if you go by experience, he's one of the younger brigade. But he wasn't playing when the younger brigade were playing. Then he's told youngsters are being given a chance. When the older players are playing, he's like, oh,
What
seniors
is
have
that
to
called?
play.
Middle child.
Yeah, this is full middle child syndrome for him.
I understand that, and that's why I do agree with you that he deserves a mental fatigue break. I'm saying I don't think the problem the selectors have at this point isn't the fact that he needed a break. I still.
No, I got your point. You're saying that the issue is not about the break. He deserved the break. He should have. It's how he took the break that he was. Well, my point is, if you were okay with him taking the break, then you should have allowed him in the first place when he was asking one. Didn't allow him. It's only you didn't allow him that he came up with that.
Yep.
Second
Bahana came after he was denied the first time. Right?
whatever.
And
I think he stood up.
there is no right way when you're
Okay.
asking for a mental break. There is no right way, there's a wrong way. You have to take it, you have to take it.
Okay, let's get back to the test match.
Yep.
Please, what is our subscriber base of Sports Today saying? Always come up with some fresh perspective. So let's get some of that. Let's go.
Yep.
Okay.
Sandeep Anand is like saying, England is favourites to win 60-40 in England favour. Okay. I want same
Go
You
ahead.
can
PR
say
manager.
it's Sandeep Anand's opinion, not
yeah.
yours.
I want same PR managers KS Bharat, only wicket keeper batsman, neither keeper nor batsman.
That's harsh. But
Ouch.
I mean,
But Sandeep,
but fair.
yeah, we've discussed that at length, and
Yeah.
I think
I cannot for the
you're
life of me-
entitled to your opinion. The only thing that I find very interesting is that unlike all of us, he has made England favourites.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That I disagree with.
But
I
interesting
cannot
thought.
believe KS
Yeah.
Bharat, I'm going to have to support him for 2 months.
Well,
Crying out
stranger
loud.
things have happened.
He's not going to play, but he's part of my team, yeah. I can't shit talk him then.
No, he's going to play, of course.
No,
Who else will play?
Gurbaz.
Oh, actually, you're
IPL,
I
he's-
thought you were talking about Indian.
No,
team.
no.
इसके दिल से सिर्फ एक ही आवाज निकलता है KKR.
Oh, I thought when he said our team, I thought you were talking about. Oh,
He's part of that team.
Indian team, KS Bharat isn't staying for 2 months anyways.
no, I meant he was talking about this.
No. I
He's a
remember.
KKRian.
ही के पास नहीं आती इंडिया बट वो की क्या
KKR.
But that's why I said that Gurbaz would open.
110%. But
Kolkata's 4 overseas players
Players.
are cast in stone.
Still, yeah.
Gurbaz, Stark, Russell, Narayan.
Yeah. So, but again, he's your backup keeper, God forbid.
Yep.
He has a strike rate of 12 in tests. I want to cry. Anyway.
Okay.
And you got Iyer as a
No,
captain.
but I would never underestimate him as a batsman in the IPL.
Who?
He hit us only for that 6 away.
Of course.
From there we started.
2021, that was the making of KS
we
Bharat.
lost.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would never forget him.
Okay, back to Test cricket. IPL is 2 months later. Praneet Datta, are India missing Ishan the batsman keeper?
I mean,
Praneet, we
We just-
discussed that. Yes, but good point.
I think maybe he sent the question earlier.
Yes.
Yeah. Is there something wrong, Praneet Datta again, is there something wrong with the team management? Why are the Indian batters batting looking so underconfident? Some of them completely went defensive.
The result of playing on Gaddhas for 3 years.
Yeah. That's taken a toll on them. Give them confidence, give them pitches like this.
And I'm not saying you need to make, batting friendly tracks, but make sporting tracks. I mean, you see it in England, at least pre-baseball. You see it in Australia. Why is it that their batters come with confidence? Because they know that on proper test match conditions, they have averages of 49-50.
Yep.
You're only playing on Gaddhas. It's going to hamper your confidence at some point.
Yep. Tanmay Joshi, one thing that might work in England's favour is that historically, whenever teams have been asked to chase greater than 300, it has been day 5. This first time, day 4.
Is
Ironically,
that true?
Not
We'll have to
really. See, whenever teams have been asked to chase, if you have to go back to the 90s and 2000s at that point, day 4, final session, and then day 5.
Yeah. But I take his point that he's saying the one advantage is that a day 5 pitch is much worse than a day 4 pitch.
Yeah.
So that will go in England's favour, which is a point well taken. Though Mukesh Kumar is trying his best to ensure that the day 4 pitch is going to be like day 5 pitch, running right in the centre of the pitch. Couple of times I saw him.
Yeah.
he's definitely unnerved because he's getting hit. He's running on the pitch. He's bowling no balls.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
name it.
He isn't that bad.
The funk is real with him.
He's a really good bowler also.
Yeah.
They're not leaving him, they're just hitting him after again and again and again.
There's a reason
He
they're
hasn't
doing that.
gotten that He hasn't gotten that breather since over one is coming. They're hitting him again. They're again and again.
He's going at a
What is he supposed to do?
He's going at an economy rate of 9.2. That's
They're-
bad for
they're just
T20
after
standards.
him.
Sandeep
You want
Anand.
them to have mercy on him?
Just for 1 over, give
What?
that
Give him a breather.
Why would they do that?
space to breathe.
One, no. One.
Bhai,
What
even
is that?
even in Lagan, England's batters had no mercy over Kachra. What do you expect Mukesh
He's
Kumar?
not, Kachra is a really good bowler. He's the
But
same
Kacha, them side
He was a
turning it.
wizard with the ball.
then?
No, but-
Then why would they have that sympathy for him?
Mukesh is a really good bowler also.
Sure.
Okay.
In the last match also, you guys were too overconfident after India took 190 runs.
Who is
Sandeep
it?
Anand.
Ha. Sandeep
190
Anand
runs
is saying,
lead and-
Sandeep Anand is saying that we guys were very overconfident. Ha.
And then
I
you
didn't
had
underestimate them then also, neither am I now.
No, you're being very safe. Go and say England are favourite. It's very chalu.
You're
60,
like a
40,
roti.
70. Go.
You're like a roti.
Go for it.
Flip flop all the
Yeah.
time. And then you had to eat humble pie every time you undermine opponents.
No, we're going by convention. Convention says that if you have a lead of 400, you shouldn't be losing a test match. If you do, then it's terrible cricket.
Nobody has ever done that in India.
Brilliant cricket.
Never happened.
Brilliant
in-
from one
in
side,
India.
bad from the other.
Never happened
It's
in
never
India for
happened.
100 plus years.
Look, I think if memory serves me right, the best chase by an overseas team which has been successful, I think it has been 284 by West Indies, the 80s West Indies in India, if memory serves me right. So it's a once in a lifetime occurrence, and chasing 400, if that happens, I'm sorry, then India needs to seriously look itself in the mirror and say, what are we doing? That's the thing. Singularity from the.
Okay. No, you wanted to say something.
No, now I.
No, say.
No, it's okay.
No, say it.
No, it's fine.
Arey, let them.
I think it was fine.
Singularity from the UK is like saying the term Ashes was used after England lost to Australia for the first time on home soil in 1882. What term will you use for Indian cricket a series is lost?
Rak.
Oh, he copied. Yes, I was thinking like Rak.
No,
You just
won't be used
translated.
because India has already lost to England in 2012.
That's also true.
So what is the new thing?
No, it's just a bad joke. That's pretty much the point. You translated to Hindi.
Yeah. Praneet Datta is saying some more keeping options are Prabh Simran, Sanju, who's scoring runs in Ranji Trophy. Both are better batters than Jurel.
Then Bharat.
And Bharat, Jurel is an exciting option. Oh, sorry, I missed the full stop.
But before Prabh Simran and Sanju, there is Kumar Kushagra, who has been drafted into the India A side. So that is the route they take before getting someone in the.
Listen, this is the same KS Bharat who hit a century against the England Lions in Ahmedabad. Okay? Forget the fact that your current domestic system, you have to pray that someone does well in international cricket. It is not as straightforward as it was in 2000 or 90s, where you just come in after hard toil.
Sarfaraz, Patidar.
Yeah,
You
Patidar.
saw what Patidar has done so far.
He's looked really nice.
One innings, but in this innings, sorry.
No, he was looking good in this innings
No, no,
also.
no.
He was a little unlucky also.
That doesn't matter.
No, but he's looked good. You can't say that he's just.
In a race for big spots in the India playing 11, you need to look and just blast the door down.
That someone has done that. You got him in the team after 3 years.
Exactly.
Where was the slot to bring him earlier? Who would you drop
No,
to bring him?
Virat Kohli?
no.
Huh?
I would
Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli?
No.
Please
KL
say
Rahul.
it.
No, I would.
Huh? So where would you bring it? Anyway,
Just leave that. Now that batsman is anyway scoring runs. So.
Manchester Rising.
Unrealized potential is the greatest sin of all. After 13 years of failures in ICC event, 11 I would say, and critical series minus Ostest, what does Indian cricket aspire to be?
No, again, can I be honest? You look at Indian cricket, and we were discussing the other day. It has moved forward. It has. You take ICC white ball trophy and red ball in WTC. You've not won, but that aside, you have also reached 2 finals. The only team to play both finals in WTC. You have been undefeated in home for more than a decade. Enviable record. I can't think of any other team that has that. Whichever way, you are still there, right? You can talk about 1 test loss, 2 test loss, you're still undefeated. You have drawn the series. Those are countries where it used to be almost impossible for you to win. If you won a series, you'd like celebrate. England, you won in 2007. That was like a big achievement for us. You just drew a series there. Should have won that also. Drew a series had it not been for that Corona break. You've gone to Australia, you never won 2 back-to-back series.
Yeah.
South Africa, you just went there,
And you drew.
you drew a series, which is your best performance ever in South Africa. You know, even during the peak time, we were used to losing series in South Africa, straight up. So it's not that Indian team has not moved forward. They were always Tigers at home, but abroad they would find it tough. Now you are Tigers at home, that record has continued, and you are also winning abroad. So overall, for the macro picture, Indian cricket has moved forward. You can't deny that. But the problem is our expectations are also increased, and I think it's all been compounded by the fact that ICC trophy hasn't come. Had you won that, maybe the criticism wouldn't be there. But now we do not aspire for anything less than being a champion, which is fair. Yeah, that's how much you've grown, and you should be, and that criticism is fair.
Considering the amount of, let's say, financial clout you have, considering just how much popularity is there of the sport, the kind of talent pool you have, that's the side finances. You should be dominating the sport, which is played by like 6 nations. So.
True that.
6 in T20.
No, I'm not talking
Six
T20s. Every nation plays T20s. Technically, Romania versus Bulgaria could be happening right now, and that would be considered an international.
And by the way, the highest score in a T20I is not by any other established nation. It's by Romania.
See?
It's by Nepal or Romania?
Romania. The highest victory margin is Romania beating Turkey. So
How many of those players were from Romania or Turkey originally?
check the scorecard. None. None.
5 would be Indian out of
See,
them.
when India were playing
Way more.
USA, when India were playing USA in the Under-19 World Cup, all of them were from India. Originally.
It has been left, barring a few pockets here and there in England and Australia. Overall, it's been left on Southeast Asians from India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh to carry on cricket. That's the reality.
Exactly.
It's a global sport played by the Southeast Asians.
Yep.
SAF.
SAF nations, yes. Okay, Sarah Mahesh is like saying, Hardik, Ishan, they know they are well off on IPL money. Hardik, Ishan would be begging for a test spot, not mental breaks. Taking someone's spot, if not IPL.
I agree. I totally agree.
How?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. Pre-IPL, this scenario won't have been.
Yeah, it won't happen, definitely.
But it's there, but see, that's the, it's a reality and things change with time. I think it happens in every sport. So let's not hold them responsible for them. That's the reality, and gradually it will change.
Yep.
What can you do about it?
It'll gradually maybe go towards the other side
And
further.
to be fair, can I tell you, like, you could be traditionalist or, a bit old school in your thinking. But if I was to put another 20-year-old in a similar scenario, a lot of them who are watching us as well, if they were to take calls, maybe some of them would take similar calls.
And let me be very honest, Hardik, we know his physical injury history. It would have been impossible for him to play test cricket. He's not played for 5 years now. And remember, pre-IPL, as far as mental health is concerned, we would have not been taking it very seriously. Let us be very honest.
Yeah, I mean, sport only started taking mental health seriously maybe in
just
the
about
last
6-7 years
Yeah,
back.
not even half a decade, you're right. So,
Actually, when Ben Stokes actually took that.
Maxwell mostly.
Maxwell a
Glenn
lot
Maxwell.
was another one.
But for India, it was Virat Kohli.
You had Trott and all of them take a break
13,
earlier.
I mean.
Michael Clark.
Clark, Trescothick, if I'm not mistaken.
Trescothick, I think his
the
struggles,
first
I
one.
mean, that was the one that came into the spotlight. He missed 2006, and because of that, who came in? Sir Alistair Cook.
Another one was Steve Armisen. He hated being away from home. He'd get homesick very easily.
Oh, yes. It happened in South Africa.
Now it's happening in various other sports. Tennis has seen young players just quit.
Yeah, because I understand that the grind of the tour in tennis,
Even football.
Yeah, you're seeing a lot of people more openly talk about mental health and how it affects them. It's very good.
Okay.
Raveen is saying, Baseball might win tomorrow.
Dhanapalan, is that?
Raveen Dhanapalan. Baseball might win tomorrow, and fifth bowler for India will be the difference. Washington should have played.
I doubt how much of a difference Washington would have made, to be told.
Yeah.
And I'm saying this as a big fan of the guy.
I agree. I think you've got enough bowlers to do the job. Again, we discussed that fifth bowler Mukesh is getting because the ball is new. You really don't require fifth bowler. I think 4 bowlers divided by the 90 overs that you bowl in a day, I think should be enough, because you would want 22, 23, 24 overs from each of your spinners to be bowling. So with that in mind, Would have I even gone to Washi if he was there? I don't think more than 10 overs in a day. How much would he have given me? I'm not sure. Maybe slightly better than Mukesh, I agree, but who knows?
Maybe.
It's a low bar to set
Yeah.
considering.
Yeah.
Naval Singh is like asking, who is the most
No, there's one before that.
Oh,
yeah. Go
okay,
scroll
yes,
up.
go.
Singularity.
Singularity from the UK. At close of day 3 in first test, England were just rearing their head. Close of day 3 second test and it's deja vu.
Interesting reading of things.
Interesting, yeah, I would say so because they had just started to claw back and then on day 4 it completely changed. Remember, day 3 we wondered, why is Jadeja playing so conservatively? And then the whole game changed.
But what's test match cricket without it changing?
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
that's the
what
beauty of the sport.
Yeah.
Exactly. So Naval Singh is saying, who is the most important player from each team? My picks, Ashwin because he needs to come to a party on a sporting pitch. Stokes for England, clutch player.
For tomorrow, he's asking.
Yeah,
for tomorrow.
Bumrah
Not
and
overall.
Stokes.
Yeah, I mean, I can't look beyond Jasprit Bumrah, and that's not keeping in mind what he did in the first innings per se. As I mentioned, ball still new, let it become a bit old. He could come into the play. But all of your 3 bowlers in Bumrah, Ashwin and Kuldeep,
Yeah.
all of them are going to be crucial. Who knows, any one of them could be your highest wicket taker for the day.
For me, Stokes and Bairstow. They are my.
He said from each team.
And for England, I'm saying it's Stokes and Bairstow.
He's
For
picked
me,
2. He's not going 1.
Bumrah and Kuldeep for India.
2 for
Who
both.
you've picked?
Two for both.
He's asked
Now,
just 2.
even I was
Only one player.
Then
Bumrah.
I'll pick 11 then.
For me, it's Bumrah.
No, and
For India, for England, Bairstow.
For me, it's Bairstow and Kuldeep.
Interesting.
I'm not going Bairstow in Indian conditions. No one's picked Ollie Pope.
I
He
think
hasn't come to bat yet.
Of his-
But I agree with you. I'm also nobody's picked Root either.
Root, I'm not sure about because of his injury.
No, and
No, and
more
also-
his impact wouldn't be of that.
In the baseball
He
era-
sniffed around and-
I'll go with Root. I'll be kind to him. I'll go with Root and Bumrah.
in the baseball, okay, then that means Bumrah will take out Root. He loves bowling to Root
And the
anyways.
reason why I did not choose Bumrah is because I don't think and I wouldn't want also that he bowls so many overs because I know there's.
Arey, you have to win a test match, yaar. Forget your planning of WTC final.
No.
That whether
No,
he'll be
World
fit
Cup,
for
World
that
Cup.
or World Cup. You need to win a test match first.
Yeah.
In the World Cup, you're getting.
You better win tomorrow because there'll be a lot of complications in the team selection.
I
Then.
want to rest him. Let us be 1-1. Then think about.
Yeah.
First, think about that. You don't want to go 2-0 down, boss.
If you're 2-0 down, then forget
Yeah.
about it.
Then you might as well rest him for the entire series.
Squander the series. Surrender. Total surrender.
Shubham Garg says that Virat Kohli took 2 years to sharpen his skills in captaincy, but was aided by his good form at that point, and he's, as his word says,
14,
golden
15,
form. Yeah. Is Rohit's form impacting his captaincy? Also, he seemed too defensive in the last overs.
I agree. The defensive bit we already discussed.
Yeah.
We did just go back. We did discuss. But his poor form. Actually, this is the first series per se where he's showing poor form in tests.
Yes. I mean, overseas in South Africa, he did show.
Well, in overseas, that South Africa series was a write-off. No one batted well.
Except for
Yeah.
Kohli and
But
Kane.
truth be told, he also now needs to get runs.
Oh yeah.
He has
He
to.
does. Because ever since the World Cup, if you look at it, even, barring that one T20I against Afghanistan, I think he's had a lean patch.
Yeah.
Remember, 2 ducks, then he got a 121. Now he's not.
I think once
done well.
Virat is back, I think he would be able to play with much more freedom.
Let's see.
Interesting.
Okay, let's take a few quick comments before we wind up. We've gone for over an hour.
Yeah.
So let's just take. We don't need to. Yeah. Okay. Izu feels tomorrow is Ben Stokes' day. Good call. Okay. I think if there is one player that could be, it could be him. You've got Shan who says England will win this match. Indian batting is a worry. Why not try Ruturaj and Shivam Dube? Why over depending on bowling? I think Ruturaj was in contention.
Finger
He's been
injury.
injured. And it's happened to him quite often.
Yeah.
Where he's come into the team, gone into the squad, but he's been injured. So
And he'll have an impactful knock also recently. I mean, he did well in the Australia T20I series, was it? And South Africa too. But
Yeah.
then again, injury blights his chances every time.
okay, Sridharan S says Ishan Sharma would have been a better option than Mukesh Kumar with his height and ability to bowl long dry spells.
I
Why
don't
has
know.
he been sidelined? Shashwat.
Sharma is. He's not even. He's now returned in the Delhi Ranji team also, but for a while he wasn't there in the Delhi team. and he's like, he needs. I don't know how to say this, but
Say it.
no, but I think he's not looking at the Indian playing for India anymore. I think because fitness also he needs to do his fitness, and I think he's doing a lot of shopping these days. I saw him.
What
at the
is
mall
wrong with that?
day. He was shopping quite a lot.
So what?
No, I was just.
He may be-
His name came, so I just mentioned.
No,
it,
but
just
he
like that.
may be shopping for new spikes.
No, he was not shopping at one of those brands. He was
Okay.
shopping at.
Maybe it's cold in Delhi with jackets and things like that. You need it.
Took half an hour for his billion.
Shashank Kadam says tomorrow Ashwin will complete 500 wickets. He's 2 away, 1 away,
3 away.
3 away,
3 away.
3 away. Okay. Piyush Nandre says after 7th wicket fall, England scored 91 and 81 in both innings of first match and 71 in first inning of this match. On one side, our bowlers concede too much runs to tail, and other side, our tail can't score.
Well said.
Absolutely. Spot on.
Point. Rookie Techie says Narayan Jagadishan, Tamil Nadu wicketkeeper, is scoring 300s, 200 in Ranji. He has 45 plus average in both formats. Even Vasavade,
Mir Vasava.
Prab Simran, and
P.
etc.
Yadav, they're better at it.
Jusdishan is actually scoring.
But I think this is the first season where he's been that good or prolific in Ranji.
And also that he's scoring these runs at the top of the order. Before that, Sai Sudarshan was playing there. Since the time he has come for India, he has then come up the order. There he has started scoring. In the middle order he wasn't.
Sorry, Arpit Vasava.
Okay, Prakash Jha says maybe an anti-climax tomorrow. England may bundle up in first session.
110% possible.
So we've heard contrasting opinions. A lot of you have said no, don't underestimate England. They are pulling one over India one more time. Another surprise coming away. Then there are those that think that anti-climax. You're building it up that England do well. It could be all over in one session. Possible. Anything could happen. Naman Kantpal says Ashwin's decline started now. Bat is not giving enough. Can't bat with the tail. Bowling is being tested. If it's a reflection of what you coming days ahead are, kudos for Shashwat for
Catches give confidence.
to Gill.
Yeah.
He took a good catch. But then Shreyas Iyer took a blinder of a catch.
No. He does not. One second.
Yeah.
1 second. He does not need to thank that catch for his confidence. He needs to thank two people. One is DRS. He needs to thank for that, and he needs to thank his lucky stars.
Yeah.
He was like a cat on a hot tin roof.
Yep.
Luckiest escapes that he's had. And if the catch had given him confidence, he would not be like clueless in the first inning.
No, but you still feel in the action and you feel in the
If the catch had given him confidence, he would have come like a boss and for Hartley, patak down the track, boom. Hartley, bye, see you. I've taken a catch, I'm full confident. He did not. Those after 3-4 catches, then he knew that today the God is looking after me. Nothing can happen to me. Now I'm going.
Twice he was spared a dismissal.
Yeah, now I'm going. And good on him. That's what good batters do. You get a chance. We gave a Sachin Tendulkar example earlier. Yes, even the greatest do that. If it's a bad start of the day, don't worry. Put that behind, back of your head. Don't think about those chances. And he did. Bat really well after that.
Yep.
Kudos to him. Fit Monk says, whenever I see KS Bharat bat, my respect for Vidhiman Sahab goes.
Was your best batter, yeah? Come on. Best wicketkeeper bat at that
And in
time.
T20s, he's a very good batter. Top order.
Okay. Pramod Result says you guys said 100% it's 1-1 when England got out in the first innings, but now suddenly predicting 60-40. Shashwat for you.
No. I never said 100% India is winning.
I said.
Yeah.
I
So
said.
he's saying 70-30 still.
But
60-40 even change.
isn't 70-30 an indication that I'm saying 70% India?
And also Pramod, that's how Test cricket goes.
I know.
It's not a linear sort of a process. It does go up
Okay,
and down.
see, I'll give you the case of predictions as to why it will never work in any form of cricket, looking at the Glenn Maxwell example of what he did against Afghanistan.
No, that was an outlier, but generally speaking, the analytics and stuff like that does work very well for T20 and ODI cricket to an extent. Test less so because again, there's too many variables.
Okay, Shashwat, you were saying something. We can't hear you while he's talking. You said something. Now what?
No, I didn't.
You were saying something while he was talking.
No.
You were.
I don't.
Can we
Yes, you
rewind
were.
the tape and check if...
So you have to say when. See what happens is when he's
Yeah.
talking. If you say something, we can't hear. Now he's finished. Now make
Now
your
I
point.
don't remember what I was going to
Oh, ye bolo na.
So write it down and carry a pen and paper.
Yeah.
As soon as he finishes, then you come in and you say, Okay, Anshu Mishra is telling me that why do you keep defending the Indian team always? They haven't won anything in the last 11 years. Be like Siddharth. That means be the opposite. Criticize the Indian team for
Only
what they
criticize?
are. Yeah, only thing they have won is what I talk is GABA, Australia 3 ICC title, India has 0. Even Pak, West Indies won a World Cup. Sure, but Pak has never won a test series in Australia.
Not won a test for
Huh?
over 20 years.
They were conceding 600 runs to this English team.
At home.
At home.
So, I mean, you can't cherry pick. What I stated are facts. I just gave you the reason.
Sure, I mean, you never won.
And by the way, I cannot, if I was to talk like Siddharth, then I wouldn't be Nikhil, I'd be Siddharth. If Siddharth is to start talking like me, then he wouldn't be Siddharth, he'd be Nikhil.
Yeah.
But 4 different individuals.
Something interesting I would want to ask you is that would you give away the Australian series in exchange for a World Cup?
No.
Never.
No, I would want you, on pure merit, you should have won at least 1 or 2 World Cup.
That Australia series
even I
is
don't.
one of my greatest memories ever.
Exactly.
If you have grown up seeing India get hammered in Australia, which I have,
Yeah.
that is what dream is made of. Can I tell you honestly, even now when I have time, I see the highlights of that.
Yeah,
series.
yeah,
Whenever I have
I do
time,
even I.
I can't remember seeing highlights of the 2011 50 over World Cup win. I have not seen it. I covered it. I was at the ground at the final. All of it. I've never gone back and seen the highlights.
But Gaba-
that Australia series, the Sydney Test match, the Melbourne Test match, the Adelaide.
Ball 36 all out.
Yeah, no, Adelaide I don't see, but I see Sydney, I see Melbourne, and I see Gabba.
No, and
I
I,
have
remember
seen those
in the 5th test, the memory is so fresh. I remember that Sundar hit that. Was that a sweep or that?
It was he just said
No look,
that,
no look.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that,
no look.
that changed the whole momentum and game.
And he also hit a Natraj 6 of Pat Cummins.
Yeah.
Washington Sundar. So I see Anshu Mishra, fine. Indian cricket has made progress. Fine. They have not won in South Africa. They have not won in New Zealand for 15 years. So that's the only 2 nations where India has never experienced a lot of comforts.
Okay. Sunnydev Mahavar says Bharat was backed by MSK. Fingers crossed.
MSK Prasad.
Mano Shrikant Prasad.
Sarak Chandra is saying that I am bullying Shashwat Ray. I always bully him, not today.
Yeah, what's new?
Every day.
What's
He deserves to be. Till he becomes.
Today Shashwat is like Kuldeep Yadav.
I tell him not to talk when others are saying. But then I also make it a point to allow him to. When nobody allows him to speak, I said, everyone keep quiet. Now Shashwat's turn. But the thing with Shashwat is, there is a Hindi saying, Gire to bhi tang upar. He'll make 10 predictions. He will not remember the 9 wrong. That one he will come. Dekha, I told you that. So that's why I enjoy. But by the way, that's what, see, each of us bring a flavor. Now that's the beauty of it. All of us can't be the same. And each of us, whatever we do, is a natural personality that comes through. And I'm sure you like that. If all of us were like similar, if we were all conservative about our predictions, and Shashwat also was like us, then it'd be boring. He's bullish about it, so that makes him interesting.
Shashwat is like Kuldeep Yadav today, getting bullied by both Rohit Sharma and R. Ashwin.
Ashwin was very wrong.
Of course.
I didn't like that at all.
Praveen says, don't you guys think that KP and DK are pro-England in commentary? But just on KP, he is going to be
KP
pro-England,
is English,
right?
DK is employed by the English.
Yeah,
What are you
but
expecting?
KP is going to be, and by the way, I do feel that a lot of time Indian commentators are very pro-India.
Oh, yeah.
So Indian commentators can either you expect everyone to be neutral, then you expect that out of Indian commentators as well. That also sometimes doesn't
Then
happen.
see, there is no fun. I mean, what made a Tony Greig stand out? I mean, he was in English commentating in Australia, but he backed the Sri Lankans. Look at that's
Little Kalu.
Yeah, these little Sri Lankans. Oh boy, I love that man.
But why isn't Dinesh Karthik with the England Lions? Wasn't he there?
Maybe he's also a remote consultant.
Consultant, how can he is doing commentary?
No, but he was technically hired as one of the batting consultants. or
Yeah, so
something.
consultancy can happen.
Exactly, remotely also. Mickey Arthur style.
I think
Mickey Arthur. But what they did to Mickey Arthur, I hope they don't do the same too.
No, England are way more professional in that regard.
Okay, final comment. Ashish Dar says India 15-20 run short. Kuldeep only gets wicket mostly if batters go after him. Ashwin and Bumrah will be crucial. Okay,
That's
so
right.
he feels that England are the favourite. So, taking by that statement, he thinks England will win it. We'll see what happens tomorrow. We'll be back live
Yep.
straight for the lunchtime show, by which time we'll have a fair idea of where the test match is heading.
1-1.
So see you then. Anything else? Speak now or forever hold your silence.
Till tomorrow.
Till tomorrow, and enjoy, you guys. 1-1 sloting.
Take care. Good night. Bye bye. Shubhratri. Shabba khair. Vanakkam. Nandri.
Eat your vegetables and
Sat Sri Akal.
Yep. And don't trouble your mother.
Good night.
Bye bye.